Hello, I'm Doug Dickerson, State Director of AARP North Carolina. Thank you for watching. AARP North Carolina represents more than 1.1 million members in our state, so this election is very important to them on a number of issues impacting their daily lives. That's why AARP asked the two major candidates for governor to speak with us about their ideas and policies on the issues affecting our state's older adults. Financial security. What do you propose to improve the financial security and savings rates of workers and older adults in the state?
As governor, I understand how important it is to improve the lives of seniors in our state, especially helping those on fixed incomes. And that's why I fought to reinstate the medical tax deduction in North Carolina to help seniors with high medical bills. It's also why we have reformed our tax system to promote savings, investments, and job growth by putting more money back into the pockets of hardworking families. Because when everyday people have more money in their own pockets to make decisions instead of the government, our economy can grow and everyone can win. We also ended the estate tax, which impacts many senior citizens, and we lowered the personal income tax from the highest in the Southeast at 7.75% down to a low flat 5.4% next year. And our latest budget continued to lower taxes for the middle class with over $132 million in middle class income tax cuts. It's also important that we continue to fight back against Washington, D.C.'s overreaching regulations that hurt North Carolina families and small businesses. In fact, when Washington, D.C. passed new overreaching regulations for power plants that would have increased the average utility bill for North Carolina households like yours by more than $400, I took action to stop it from happening because it would have been devastating, especially to seniors on fixed incomes. You know, these aren't hollow political promises without a plan on how to pay for it. These are real results for you.
Financial security is so important for North Carolina seniors. We know that many seniors retire and figure out that they don't have enough money to make ends meet. Many of them have to get extra jobs in order to make sure that they are supported and that their family's supported. A lot of seniors are facing grown children coming back home to live with them because they're having a hard time finding a job. It's important to have government leaders who realize these problems. As Attorney General, I have fought against finance companies and predatory lenders who try to take advantage of people when they lend money. So many of these lenders charge too much in fees and in interest. I've worked not only as a state legislator, but as Attorney General, fighting these lenders who take unfair advantage of people who borrow money. And particularly seniors can find themselves in that kind of trap with payday loans. We have fought against these industries, and as governor, I'll continue fighting for you, making sure you pay the lowest interest rate possible and making sure that your costs are lower. Unfortunately, the governor and the legislature in the last session increased costs for people who have to borrow money, and that's not right. I also know that seniors who have kids who come home and who are trying to find a job or trying to get additional education are having a difficult time with college loan costs. What we want to do is to make college more affordable, and that's critical. One of the things I've been able to do is to work with AARP to help seniors be more financially secure. For example, the governor and the legislature eliminated the medical deduction for seniors in North Carolina. That was wrong, and it cost many of you a lot of money. But the AARP, my office, many others came together and demanded from the governor and the legislature that we put this deduction back. We were successful, and now more money is going back into the pockets of seniors where it's supposed to go. It's critical also that we have incentives to savings because we want to encourage people to save money. As your governor, I'll work with you to make sure that taxes are fair, and to make sure that our seniors are more financially secure.
There are 1.9 million family caregivers in North Carolina, many who are juggling work and caring for a loved one. What do you think can be done to assist with their labor of love?
One of the benefits of better health care is that people are living longer. And many seniors want to live at home as long as possible. That means that oftentimes we need caregivers in the home, whether they be members of the family or whether they be caregivers who can come into the home and help seniors. My mom and dad for several years were homebound, and I know how hard my brother and I worked to make sure we provided the quality care that they need. Both of them very much wanted to stay at home. And it's a struggle for many families to give the kind of care that they need so people can stay at home. One of the things that government should do is encourage employers to provide flex time for their employees. This can help them when they're trying to stay at home and to take care of parents. I think it's important that we have employers who will work with their employees. Now that we have many people who are still in the workforce, it's critical that these employers give this period of time to people to look after parents and to make sure that they can do work at home sometime. I believe it's also important that we expand Medicaid. Clearly, we've got hundreds of thousands of people who could be covered, and it could provide help for them at home, and it would provide an opportunity for more people to get care. One of the things that government has to understand is that more and more people want to live at home, and that we have to provide assistance to those who want to give care to people who want to live at home. And as your governor, I'll work with AARP to make sure that we help seniors who want to stay at home.
One of my core philosophies as governor is to help those who can't help themselves, but encourage those who can. And I believe that is the conservative philosophy at heart. It is one I use to guide my decisions as governor each day and every day. In fact, my mom sadly had Alzheimer's late in her life for over 12 years. And myself and my family personally understand the struggles facing families and also caregivers as they seek to enable their family member or friend to remain active and to live the most fulfilling life possible. I also understand that caregiving often comes with great personal sacrifice, especially in terms of financial security and also support in physical and emotional health. It is the reason I fought the legislature when it came to maintaining services for Alzheimer's patients on Medicaid, and it is the reason we are now expanding Medicaid services for those living with Alzheimer's. In fact, in my budget, I requested an increase in funding for family caregiver support services through Project CARE by $1 million in this year's budget, and ultimately received a substantial increase over previous years. You know, these investments help individuals and families facing Alzheimer's, older adults, and those with disabilities who need support but want to stay in their homes. In fact, in North Carolina, we also undertook an important and bold initiative to reform our Medicaid program to improve care and also control costs for our most vulnerable citizens. Caregivers were critical stakeholders during the reform process, and I made sure that we met with and also listened to caregivers as our Medicaid Reform Group, advisory group, crafted a plan for North Carolina. I also proudly stood with the AARP when I vetoed extremely bad legislation which could be harmful to seniors living in nursing homes. The law would have actually prevented employees from blowing the whistle on workplace malfeasance in a nursing home, potentially putting seniors in bad care environments at risk. Helping those who can't help themselves has been my core philosophy of this administration and will continue to be in a second term as governor.
Livable communities. With a rapidly aging state population, what can we do to make our communities more age-friendly?
North Carolina is the best state in the country to live, work, raise a family, and also retire. No doubt about it. As a mayor, I understood that improving quality of life and livability was key to economic growth and quality of life. In fact, when I was mayor of Charlotte for over 14 years, we invested in sidewalks, bikeways, parks, and solid long-term planning for transportation infrastructure and growth, such as buses and other types of mass transit, all of which were important to the well-being and especially the independence of our seniors. As governor, I brought that same mentality to state government. And unfortunately, sometimes our other state leaders were too short-sighted in the past. We had to think outside the box. Instead of short-term thinking of the past, we had to prepare for our state's future growth, not react to it, and ensure that North Carolina keeps a great quality of life. We've become the 9th most populous state in the United States. And that's why I push for a bipartisan $2 billion bond referendum to invest in our community colleges, our universities, our state parks, and also our small towns. It was approved by 2/3 of all voters because it would make critical investments to prepare North Carolina for the future without raising your taxes. You know, we are thinking big about meeting our state's transportation needs by rail, road, air, and sea, and also by sidewalk. We have formulated a 25-year transportation plan for our state and reformed our transportation funding formula to take politics out of road building, allowing us to triple the number of road projects around the state. In addition, under my administration, we're also doing what we can to improve state buildings, which are sometimes an ugly blemish in our cities and towns across North Carolina, including our state capitol right here in Raleigh. Our Project Phoenix will help transform our old, inefficient state buildings to be a part of the fabric of the community. We also fought against the political climate in state government to successfully reinstate historic tax credits to help revitalize main streets and small towns across North Carolina while preserving our rich history and excellent quality of life. That we fought against the political climate in state government to successfully reinstate historic tax credits to help revitalize main streets and small towns across North Carolina while preserving our rich history and quality of life, especially in some beautiful old historic buildings. In 3.5 years, we've done a lot to rebuild our state, but there's still more work to do. You know, in my second term, we'll again push for transportation bonds to ensure that our roads, bridges, and transportation networks are safe and can handle the enormous population growth we are experiencing as a state. You know, we do this so we can continue to deliver results for the people of North Carolina, especially you.
I think it's positive that many seniors want to try to stay at home, but I think our communities have to be ready for that. It's pretty clear that when seniors are living at home, that they need access to transportation, that they need access to health care, and they need access to entertainment and arts and things around them that make quality of life so much better. One of the things state government can do is work closely with local governments to make sure we provide improvements in all these areas. Public transportation can be a key for seniors who want to live at home. We also can work closely with programs like PACE, the Program for All-Inclusive Care, that provides for medical treatment at home, provides for delivery of medications at home, and makes the quality of life better for seniors who want to live at home. We have more seniors, and it's important that our communities are ready for them. And as a member of AARP, I'm grateful for this opportunity to communicate with you as members. I'm a member myself because I know how important AARP is and the important advice and input that it gives to state government. As governor, I want a North Carolina that works for everyone, not just the select few. I want to make sure that we put more money in the pockets of everyday people and not spending time with tax giveaways with the big corporations and those at the top. I know the vital importance of seniors in North Carolina. How many of you volunteer in our communities and our schools? And what we need to do as a state is to recognize your value and to make sure that what we do as a state government makes a better quality of life for seniors in North Carolina. I'm grateful for your help and grateful for your support, and I ask for your vote as governor on November 8th. Thank you.
For more information, visit our website at www.aarp.org/NC. I'm Doug Dickerson, thanking you for your time and attention.